Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go.
Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to give you a wealth hack to start the new year with. And the reason why I want to do this is because when it starts the new year, all the excitement, all the joy, all the possibilities is a really awesome manifestation energy. And so I want to share with you one thing that I would focus on if I wanted to create more wealth in 2025. If you want to create more wealth in 2025, you need to act as if you already have it. So what I mean by that is that when you think about, perceive your future of this possibility of having all of this wealth, like whatever it is for you, whether you're, 200 grand a year, 500 grand a year, $1 million a year, whether it is an accumulative amount that you're thinking of for your future, often what happens is we think of it in the future. We think of it as being so far out into the future and it's not something that we have right now. And then we often have thoughts around that so that we say to ourselves like, oh, when I have this, this is when I'll do this activity. Or when I have this, this is when I'll do this behavior. And so what I want you to think about is if you already had it, if it already existed in your reality right now, how would you be treating it? What would you do with it? And how would you experience it in your life? You're most likely going to feel super grateful. You're most likely going to want to manage it so then it stays around you longer. It's most likely going to be things that you are bringing to life as well, that you're investing back into. And so I want to just put a little caveat here before I dive further deeper into this, is that this does not mean going out and being frivolous with your money. This does not mean spending it willy-nilly and not really thinking about it because it's like, oh my God, I'm flush with cash. That's not what I mean here. I mean adopting the behaviors, the belief systems, the energy of the person who has the wealth, so then you can keep the wealth, right? The biggest amateur move is that we think that when we have all this money, we're going to be so flush with cash, we're going to spend it all, right? And that's the worst thing that we can do. We need to actually be more conscious of the way that we're thinking and feeling, because when you've got wealth and you trust that you have more wealth, you're not actually spending it frivolously. You're treating it with respect and you're acting as if. So you're thinking about what you want to spend your money on. You're being respectful with the way you're going to spend it. It's not just throwing it away, right? And so it's the biggest amateur move, because like when you look at the stories of lottery winners who then become flush with cash and have all of this money, they quickly go back down to what they existed with beforehand, because they did not elevate their identity with money. They did not educate themselves with how to manage their money, and they just end up spending it and getting rid of it. So there's two things I want you to go into the new year with. One, what are the belief systems of a wealthy person that I need to adopt? What would you be doing on a day-to-day basis? How would you be thinking about money? How would you be interacting with it? How would you be spending it? How would you be managing it? What would you be reading? What would you be investing in? Like taking the time to do this, because there may be an education gap, right? So often what happens is we replicate the same results that we surround ourselves with other people. We replicate the same results that our parents had. We replicate the same results as last year because we haven't done the work to educate ourselves, to level up our belief systems, and to educate ourselves around money. Right? I remember spending a whole year in my business where I was like, this is my money year. I'm going to focus on educating myself, because I had an old belief system that I was not good with numbers, and that was not serving me in my business. So I had to work through shifting that belief system. I had to also prove to myself that I was absolutely capable of managing money. I had to spend time with new behaviors. So I had to take time to actually have a money date with my money on a regular basis. I had to make sure that I was across my numbers, have meetings with my accountant, make sure that I was doing absolutely everything I could to be educated in that space. So I didn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel anxious. I didn't stress about money. I wasn't dipping back into scarcity all the time. So if this is what's showing up for you and you're not acting as if you're wealthy, this could be the thing that's holding you back from having more wealth. You've got to act as if you're wealthy, and the person that is acting as if they're wealthy believes that more wealth is available to them, believes they know how to make money, believes they know how to manage money, and so you need to actually develop those skills if that's the case for you. 2, what are the things I want to bring to life? Money loves purpose. So what's some things I want to bring to life, and I want you to act as if that they're possible this year, because money will then show up. This is one of the things I'm putting together an incredible event in Brisbane in 2025, and I currently do not have the money for it. But I'm not delaying the planning. I'm not delaying the activities that I know I need to put effort into in order to bring this event to life. I'm trusting that there will be more money, and I'm acting as if and taking the action anyway. And I know how to make money. I can trust that I can do that within my business. And I know that this is going to be really worthwhile. So one of the things that I always love to do with this is, again, go, okay, with the person who has that amount of money, who is pulling this event together, that's bringing something like that to life, what do they believe? How do they act? How do they treat money? And that's the behaviors that I start to adopt and the belief systems I start to embed in my subconscious mind so I can act as if I already have that level of wealth. So I want you to do that for your new year. Who is the person that you're living into, and how can you start adopting the belief systems now? Start acting as that person right now, because she will become more wealthy. She'll become more wealthy quicker than if you don't do this, right? Because if you keep acting like you're broke, you're going to keep creating broke results. If you keep believing broke thoughts, you're going to keep creating broke results. So I want you to start acting as if you're already wealthy, and then see what starts to change within your reality.